Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast. I am your host, Wesley, and actually today I am rolling solo. No Mary. We just got done with episode 7 called Where in the Majors. The merge is next week. So let's get caught up. Where are we currently standing in Survivor Winners at War? Before we get started, a couple things I want to mention. Number 1, the Patreon. I am done with the Survivor Thailand videos, with the exception of one, the Brian Heidick story. I'm halfway done that one, but the rest of them, the other 4 videos already up on the Patreon. So if you want to see those videos early, heck, join the Patreon. You can watch them right now. No needing to wait weeks and weeks. Also, the second thing is this week I'm going to be on Rob Has a Podcast, which is very exciting. I'll be on the Survivor B&B with Mike Bloom, the host. Apparently there's no Liana this week, but that's okay because we're also going to have Peridiam on. Take a listen to this.
But we have brought in a very fun themed episode. We have a theme to next episode in her stead. So, Nicole, I don't know if you know about this. I don't know how much our larger audience knows about this, but there are dedicated YouTubers who report solely on Survivor and Big Brother and other reality shows. And next week, we are bringing on 2 of the best in the game. We're bringing on Peridiam, who is someone who has appeared on the B&B a couple times, and we're happy to welcome back to the B&B for the first time, YouTube channel called Once Upon an Island. As we're being socially isolated and looking for things to do to fill our time, I very, very much recommend Survivor fans, if you have not checked out these accounts yet on YouTube, please do. They're offering weekly stuff, really big deep dives, very well done videos. So we're going to bring them on to get their thoughts about the season, maybe do a little bit of YouTuber adjacent stuff. Who's to say, but I'm excited to bring them both on. You can check out their accounts in advance. There's Once Upon an Island, like Once Upon a Time, but Island instead, and Peridiam, Peridiam.
It's going to be very exciting. I don't know exactly when it'll be up on Rob Has Podcast. I'm going to guess Saturday, maybe Sunday. We're shooting on Saturday or recording on Saturday, so it'll be exciting, and I'll post it when it is up. But let's get into Survivor Winners at War. Where do we currently stand? We just saw Yul get voted off, which is like all of Reddit's winner pick, along with Parvati, Sandra, Ethan, Danny, Natalie, Amber. It's insane. It's Tyson. It's just been a complete decimation of the old schoolers. Anyone who's like first season wasn't in like a season 20 or before, they're all gone. All of them. It's insane. With the exception of Natalie, she's the only one who wasn't an old schooler. And next week's the merge. Now, they didn't tease a return to the game challenge, which is a little curious, but we can imagine that's what's going to happen. They show up and he's like, drop your buffs. It looks like that's the return to the merge challenge, I'm guessing, but I could be wrong. It looked like that's probably what we're going to have. So who, in my mind, has the best chance of returning? There's a couple of people I have top of my head. I think Yul, number 1. Followed by Tyson and then Rob. And I know that's very man heavy, but you could throw Natalie in there. I think it's like the top 4 of who I would guess. I don't see Amber, Danny. I don't see Sandra's gone. She literally quit tonight. What a shocker. I know it had been rumored, and then the pictures came out of this next week, and the flag was raised, and I'm like, well, it's probably going to be Sandra. I can't see anyone else quitting unless someone needed to be medically evacuated, though I don't know if you raised the sail for that. So yeah, I think we're going to be down to Natalie, Tyson, Yul, or Rob coming back in the game. And if I had to bet money, I'd probably bet on Tyson or Natalie. I feel like those 2 had the best shot. Yul's super smart. He seems like he's in shape. And Rob, of course, the Rob father, killing it this week, finding those 3 fire tokens with, editors are back up to their old editing tricks that they did back in David vs. Goliath and Edge of Extinction, where something happened, but they don't show it to you. And then later they're like, actually, this thing happened earlier that you didn't know about. Very clever. It was, and then Rob gave his, nod and a wink to the camera. It's just classic Boston Rob. So we saw Edge of Extinction first. Ethan, we got a touching segment from Ethan about how his body's not the same anymore, how this is really tough on him, but he says he isn't quitting, and I think good on him. If he has to quit, if like medical has to come in, deal with that when it comes to it, but you're there to play. It's been since 2004, and it's scary, and your health is number 1. But I think Ethan really felt like he had a true concern for his health. He wouldn't stay in. So good on Ethan for staying. It was a really touching moment. I feel like we've got a few of those, which makes me think Ethan might have a shot. I just feel like he's gotten the content for maybe a shot to come in, or maybe it's just that Ethan has the best stuff on edge. It's very possible, but anyways, so we got that return challenge coming up. But let's talk about who's left in the game, the people going into the merge, and I'll go alphabetically. I think it's a little bit easier that way. So we're gonna start with Adam Klein. In the preview, we saw Adam Klein making fun of Ben, and I will tell you, Mary's response was not positive. She just rolled her eyes. She's like, "Oh my gosh, Adam." So apparently not a big fan. It does seem like Adam has been like a narrator of sorts this season. I wasn't expecting him to be like the narrator for the season, but I can't think of anyone else left in the game who's like kind of like guiding us along in the journey. And it really feels like Adam's the narrator, which makes me think he's going to go far. But by the way, I don't have any spoilers. I don't know who wins. I don't know who gets far. I'm just guessing here based on what we've seen in the first 7 episodes. Seems like Adam's going to go far. I do not see a winner edit from him at all. I don't see him winning this game, but I mean, they've been trying to pull a lot of fast ones on us, so it's very possible. Then you got Ben. Ben seems to be playing the same. I think that he played just like this in Heroes vs. Steelers vs. Hustlers, which I know a lot of people just remember the second half of the game where he found all those idols and he was the double agent and Ben bombs, and everyone just remembers the fire challenge, and they don't like him as if he had the decision to do as if he was making production decisions. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, I think Ben's playing actually a similar game to what he did last time, where he was pretty socially, he was good socially, though I don't think he's going to be slipping past anyone's radars during the merge, because that's really when he shined last time, and his season wasn't that long ago. So I don't feel like Ben's a Final 3 contestant. Oh, sorry, and I don't think Adam's a Final 3 contestant. He could be, but if he gets to the end, I don't think he wins if he does, but I think Adam probably makes the finale. Denise Stapley, I feel like she is a solid, I can't say lock, but if I were to pick the 3 people to get to the end, I think Denise so far is playing while playing an under the radar game where she's not a target, somehow made that huge move last week against Sandra. Brilliant move on the level of how JT got embarrassed in Heroes vs. Villains, in my opinion. But great move by Denise. I think she's gonna have to make some more moves like that in order to be considered someone who's a serious contender. At the end, the people could be like, well, yeah, you made that one move on day 16, but what else did you do? Because we've seen stuff like that in past seasons. We're like, well, sure, you made one move, but like, what else did you do in the year 39 days? So I think Denise has a good shot at getting to the end. Does she have a good shot at winning? I don't really think so. We move on to Jeremy, and Jeremy is playing it feels like another similar game to Cambodia, though I don't feel like, I guess we haven't got to the merge yet, so it's a little hard to tell, but I don't feel like Jeremy's completely in charge, but who knows? Who knows? It just, I haven't got a great read on Jeremy, I feel like, this season. He's there, he's making decisions, he's not a target, which is always a good thing going into the merge, especially, but I feel like Jeremy's probably gonna get far. I don't know. I really don't have a good read on him. I don't know if he's gonna make it far. I see him as not making the final 3, but who knows? But at the same time, I do want to say that I don't think he's making the final 3. I just cannot get a good read on him. And I feel like if you're gonna win or if you're gonna make the final 3, they usually give enough content. And they usually show enough of you so that when you get there, people like have someone to root for. Like even last season with the season that we don't want to really talk about, but Tommy and Dean and Nora, like even though Dean and Nora really didn't have a chance against Tommy, they got enough content where like we knew who they were going into it, and I know this is a season full of returnees, and they could be like, well, you've seen them in 2 other seasons and they've won, but I don't think the show, even though they talk about past seasons, and by the way, that Devin's reference tonight was out of left field. I did not see that coming. Who was expecting Ben to reference Devin's finding an idol above the camp? But I don't think they're going to rely on you having to know them from a past season to know who they are as a person. I feel like if they're going to get to the end, they're going to get the content. I don't think Jeremy has that content, though. You know, it's possible it turns around here at the merge. Now's the time, if any. Because we move to Kim Spradlin Wolf, or Kim Spradlin as we know her. And same thing. I feel like she was a target at the beginning. She's gotten out of the target zone, which is great. She's not a target anymore. But once again, I feel like I don't have a good read on her game. I just feel like she was a target, now she's not a target, and that's kind of it. And I know it's going to be disappointing for a lot of people who are rooting for Kim Spradlin because she played such an excellent game in One World, but that's currently how she stands. Well, I think she's in the same camp as Jeremy. Like, I don't know. I don't think she's final 3, but I just don't see her getting super far. I think that target that she had at the beginning is probably going to come up again now that we're at the merge and everyone is available to get out. So we'll see. But that moves us to Michelle. So Michelle is on, I don't think Michelle's on a winning path. So this is what confuses me because Michelle is playing a good game. I want to give her credit because she says she's there to play and show that she's worth it. And she clearly has a chip on her shoulder and she is living up to it. She is making moves. She's playing this game. She's not flying under the radar, though at the same time, a target's not on her back. So she's playing good games so far. I want to say her story, though, is more of a redemption story. So that could be, a winning redemption story. It's possible. I'm not 100% sure if I see that. But it's then again, when I watched Go Wrong first time, I didn't see her coming in and winning either. So, at this point, they could totally blindside us again. But Michelle, I feel like she's going to get really far. If she makes the finale, I would not be shocked. I feel like her and Adam, I feel like they're locked to make the finale at this point. Next is Nick Wilson. Somebody, I'm going to look at the confessional count real quick, but my goodness, how many confessionals has he gotten? Because it doesn't feel like he's gotten very many at all. And that, right away is a big red flag because I think you can safely assume he's not going to win due to his confessional count, but does he make it to the end? I don't know. I don't want him similar to Jeremy and Kim. I don't feel like I have a good read on what his game is in this season. And I'm trying to find a confessional count right now, but this one seems a little dated. Let's get all the way up to date. They got one for tonight, the one that episode just happened. Yes. Okay. So episode 7, let's see here. Nick got 2 confessionals. So he's getting some content though. That's equal to Ethan, Rob, Sandra. So that's not really saying a lot because they were on the edge, but, yeah, Nick, I don't have a good feel. I don't have a good read on his game. So I don't have a good feeling about him winning. I don't think he's going to make a final 3. I think he's going to be knocked up. He could make finale, I guess, but I just don't see him making final 3. There's just no way. And which leads us to Sarah. Same thing. I remember everyone in the pregame and all the pregame stuff saying, oh, Sarah, huge target. And they might still have that in their mind. I mean, it's currently day 18, so it has been almost 3 weeks since they did all that pregame press. So it's not like it's been like years and they've forgotten. It's only been a few weeks, and they've gotten to know Sarah, or at least some of them have. And she could possibly be off the radar, but I don't think she's going to go for too long. I think they're going to start knocking people out, and they'll be like, all right, what big targets do we have left? Well, Sarah. Sarah played an excellent game, Game Changers. Crap, she could be doing that again, and we just don't know it because she's playing an undercover cop. And then Sarah goes, and I don't see Sarah making final 3. I actually am super curious as to whether her and Tony's alliance will be doing anything here in the merge. I would love for them to do something in the merge. If it feels like such a perfect encapsulation to the story, like, oh, here's Tony and Sarah at odds in Kageon, and then Tony knocks out Sarah's gone. She doesn't win. Tony wins, and then the next season, Sarah wins. Tony's gone like second. And then here we're in the 3rd season. Finally, they work together. Finally, all these years later. I would love to see that. But Sarah, I once again, I feel like she's right there with like Wendell and Jeremy and Kim. I don't think she's making the finale. I think she's gone sometime before that, based on what we've seen so far. Moving on to Sophie. Sophie, I feel like it's a strong contender to win. I have 2 people I'm down to on who I think actually has a shot at winning this thing. So if this is too spoiler for you, I apologize. It's not, I don't have any spoilers, but I do remember, I think it was after the season was done shooting, people were talking about how everyone's going to love the winner. The winner's going to be satisfying, which makes me either think, A, we already liked this winner before they won the season, which Sophie does not qualify. I don't think Sophie was beloved. Like, she was beloved by the hardcore community, but not in a general sense. So if Sophie wins, maybe it's because of the game she plays this season. That's very possible because so far she's played a solid game, like no questions asked, a solid game. But maybe her merge game like really shines, and everyone's like, well, clearly she played the best game. So I feel like Sophie's a lock for the finale. She might be a lock for the final 3. I don't know how many people have said so far. I think I've said 2, but so I might be picking 4 here. But yeah, Sophie, I feel like if she makes the final 3, I feel like she has a good chance so far of winning at the way she's been playing. She just has to keep playing the way she's playing. She's been playing a great game, and I just don't know though if that statement is true about, well, the winner's gonna everyone's gonna love the winner. Then is everyone gonna love Sophie winning? I don't know. And that could just be them blowing smoke, or, everyone got to know each other. So, I mean, who there aren't they going to like winning? Maybe Sandra, I think would. Anyways, I just don't know. Like, who in this cast are we going to be like, well, that person won, I don't like them. Anyways, so, but moving on to actually who I truly do think is going to win, or at least who I would love to win the most, is Tony. There's been very little in the way of Tony's negative. I feel like we know what Tony's game is too, and that's these people I think are going to the finale. I feel like we know what their games are. We know what Michelle's games are. We know what Sophie's game is. We know what Tony's game is. I have a good read. Adam's game as well. I feel like we have a good read on Tony and what his game is. And despite Jeremy this week saying that, like, Tony's still a target, like, I think it's just more of a reminder to us. I don't think Tony has ever actually been in. I don't think Tony's in any real danger. I think somehow people have forgotten Tony, and I think it harkens back to. And I'm going to bring this up on the B&B, though I doubt Mike or Peridiam will have listened to this before then. But if they have, then man, they got me. They already know what I'm going to say. But anyways, on the B&B, I was going to bring up how I feel like that quote that Tony says in the very first episode about the sucker punch thing. He's gonna lay in wait and then come up and sucker punch everybody. He's been laying in wait so far. He hasn't sucker punched anybody. He could have, but he has yet to do that. So I feel like Tony's time is now. Now is the merge. Now it's time for Tony to break loose. He just has to do it more stealthy than before. He has to spy bunker his entire game, not just the actual physical act of the spy bunker, which was, by the way, the perfect cap to the trilogy. Tony coming on any more seasons doing any more spy bunkers, trees, whatever, would just be like unnecessary sequels at this point. It's the perfect trilogy of spy shacks, spy bunkers, spy. I don't know what you call this last thing. Spy Shack 2.0. Anyways, Tony is who I want to win. I really feel like it's just based on what we've seen. I feel like it's a 2-horse race between him and Sophie. But if I had to put down money, I'd bet it on Tony. That's probably because I have emotions attached to that one. But if I were just like strictly based on, business, if I was going to Brian Heidick this thing, I just got done watching Thailand. So Brian Heidick's kind of in my head at the moment. Not in a good way, that's for sure. But I would put money on Sophie. But I feel like Tony would be the fun winner, and he would kind of fit what everyone said with like, oh, you're going to enjoy this winner this season. So I'm rooting for Tony. Hope he makes it. I feel like he's had a good edit so far, and we've seen good content from him. Not much in the way of negative, which is unusual, especially after Game Changers. And even Kageon, when I feel like people like just somehow overlooked him. He's just crazy. And then we get to our last person. I know Survivor's editing tricks, and I had a sinking feeling Yule's going home, but I was really hoping Wendell would go home because I don't get it. Like, based on what we see on the show, which is highly edited, I understand that. It's 3 days, condensed into 42 minutes. So you only got so much. But it doesn't, like, why does Michelle want to keep Wendell around? I just don't get it. Maybe it's because she knows, maybe her and Nick considered that fact that if they bring Wendell to the merge, he's going to tick people off with the way he acts. He definitely has like this entitled attitude, it feels like, based on tonight. It seems like ever since Michelle showed up, and she's not going anywhere. She's going to be at the merge with them. So I don't know. He's got like this attitude that's just come out, and really something you didn't see in Ghost Island that's come out here. It's this arrogance, and it's very well going to be his downfall, because I don't think he's making it to the end. And if he does, he's not making Final 3. But just I don't feel good about Wendell. I feel like most of Wendell's content too has been linked to Michelle, and maybe it's because for the past 3 episodes it has been. But I'm not feeling great about Wendell. But it'll be curious, because I've just run through everyone who's still in the game, but it's like, who's going to come back, and will this person who comes back throw a wrench in everything? Because if Rob comes back, yeah, that's going to throw a wrench in everything. I think they would just get rid of Rob first. I think there's only maybe a couple people here who come back, and people are like, well, okay, well, you can come back in the game. We're not going to get rid of you immediately. I think Natalie's one of them. I think if Amber comes back, though, get her out. Danny comes back. Yeah, sure. We don't even know why they got rid of you in the first place. Ethan comes back. They'll probably love Ethan. They'll probably keep him around. Tyson comes back. I think Tyson goes Weasel's way, though Tyson will have a target on his back. Parvati, I feel like target. And Yule just went out not but 2 minutes ago. Just the night before, he had just gone out. So I don't know exactly how I feel if Yule comes back, what would happen. Maybe the people would treat it like, oh, well, he was just gone for a night. So, but I feel like anyone who comes back, though, is going to have a really tough time this season, because sure, Devins and Chris Underwood got to the end And they were both the returnees, but I just don't see this cast, having just watched Edge of Extinction, which ended right before they got on this island, letting anyone from the Edge get to the end. Like, the person who comes back from the Edge would just have to, like, idle their way to the end, which Devon's, in a way, almost did. He almost did until Underwood knocked him out, that fire challenge. But basically, that's what they're going to have to do. If anyone comes back from Edge at Final 6 or at this merge, they're going to have to idle their way back, I feel like. Or they're just kind of the most amazing social game, and everyone else is an idiot, because no one coming back from Edge should be allowed at the end. They have been sitting on the beach with the jury, and they've been buttering up the jury and being friends with them. They haven't had to do anything bad to them. It just seems like after the Edge of Extinction season, everyone should have learned their lesson. Then again, they had like a week to like marinate on that season before they went out and play. Did they fully realize why Chris Underwood won? I mean, we've had plenty of time. We've had almost a year now to really consider why he won. At this point, 10 months later, but they only had a week before they went out there. So it's very possible. It's very possible they don't know, but at the same time, if any of them talked to anyone who's on that season, they could have, I don't know. Some of the people who said they voted for Chris didn't I don't know. Anyway, I know that sounds like I'm just rambling. It's just curious. We'll see. It'll truly be a testament to what they think about the Edge of Extinction when the person comes back from the Edge, and whether they immediately target them or not. I feel like the person coming back at the merge, they could ignore for a few votes and knock out anybody else they want, depending on who comes back, of course. But the person coming back at Final 6 should be a goner. Like, that first vote should be no question. As boring as that will be for us to watch, that's exactly what should happen. They should never even let them touch the next step in the show or in the season. So, yeah. Anyways, those are my thoughts on what's happened so far. I am a little disappointed that it's just been a complete decimation of the old schoolers. I was really hoping you would make the merge, but when that didn't happen, I was like, wow. I mean, whether it's purposeful or not, I mean, the old schoolers just got knocked out, starting with Amber and just finishing with Yule. And then Sandra Queen tonight, I know she says she can't make it back in the challenge, and she's right. So I'm sure everyone's going to have different feelings in this. I think she should have stayed. And the reason being is because, I mean, so you can assume that the challenge is going to be like out of her skill set. It's very possible. She's never been like a challenge beast by any means. She's proud to sit on the bench, I just think you got to stick it out. You just got to stay. Like, everyone else is doing it. I know you've won twice. You can't tell me, though, the queen still stays queen. If Sophie wins a season, there's two queens. There's not just one. There's two queens if Sophie wins, or another female wins that I'm just misreading. I don't know. I just think if you're truly the queen, you would stay it out. You stick it out until the very end. If Irene can do it, why can't Sandra? But that may be a controversial opinion. So tell me what you guys think. I have more things I want to say, but I am going to be on Rob Has a Podcast this week, which is exciting. So I'll give more of my thoughts there. I have a game up my sleeve for Mike Bloom and Peridiam, so look out for that. As soon as it's up, I will post it. I'll share it. Get you guys. Have you guys, if you'd listen to that, would be awesome. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Your support means everything. It's so exciting seeing like the views and the comments. Just like, wow, like, when you get like the Rob video has over 60,000 views, and it's like, geez, imagine if like all the 60,000 people were like in a room. Like, that would just blow my mind. It doesn't mean as much on YouTube when you're like, oh, there's like 3 million views in this other video though. And it's like, 60,000, not that much, but it's like, really, it is. It's a ton. I just want to thank you guys. I really am. I'm humbled, and I'm really thankful for you guys. So anyways, enough of my ramblings for now. Hopefully Mary will be back next week, because we will be back next week. We'll do a podcast after the merge next week. So exciting times, the merge and the black buffs, man. I'm definitely going to get one. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening, and I will see you all next week. Bye.